Hey everyone, almost knocked this over. Let's move this. Uh, oh, Normally I don't like big open glasses on my tables. Uh, how are you? It's Thursday. It's Groundhogs Day. It's the second day of the second month of the 22nd year of the new millennium, of the second millennium. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Um, Let's plug this in so I don't have to worry about it. Where's the, here it is. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting number. Dang it. There you go. Think, dang, I think it's an interesting number. Uh, Second month. There you go. That's plugged in and not set up. Good Lord, I'm not really on my game quite as I should be. There you go. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. Second, it's Groundhog's Day. What happened Groundhog's Day? Title says it all. Same thing that happened last Groundhog's Day. I just had a sandwich. I'm sorry. Hence the giant southern glass of iced tea. I'm feeling good. If anybody cares to ask. All right. Let's get into it. So I won't comment on that. That's not my business. Um, but let me just say that life is short, and you know we are all valuable. You feel me? You are not guaranteed tomorrow, so tell the people that you love them. Make those phone calls and try and do something that makes you feel good. All right, heavy snowfall and ice storm. Passing the Midwest, MidSouth. Travel could be impossible. Travel could be impossible. Wow. Wow. That's not good. Um, how did I thought I closed this and opened up the other window. Where is it? Hey, William, how you doing on this auspicious day? Where is it? That's weird. All right. I'm gonna have to open up a new one, I guess. Let's put this over here and close this. Yeah. So we were saying earlier that today is the second month. It's the second day of the second month of the 22nd year of the second millennium. It's impressive, right? It's a lot of twos. Maybe this would be a year for coupling. Hmm? Couples, twosies. Uh, Play the lottery. I don't know. Numerology, baby. It's a very impressive day. Um, we're not gonna get any of this weather, but they're talking about travel could be impossible. That sounds ominous AF. Heavy snow and ice storms splattering the Midwest and South travels could be impossible. By Matthew Capucci, Paula Firozi, and Jason Same Now. Same Now. What a name. Same Now. Maybe you pronounce it Same Ino or some meow or something crazy. Maybe the N is silent. Anyway, uh, I've been running all day. I'm a little exhausted. I'm doing the show at like 6:30. I was gonna do it at 6 o'clock, but I got like an hour of guitar in. I even got like 20 minutes of piano in. Um, Running on like a pot of coffee and a salad. That's that old Brooklyn shit I used to do. Uh, so it's also we must remember it is Black History Month. As an American, descendant of this whole shebang, um, yeah, Black History Month. A couple of things are going on here. They're trying to get. I think Black history is used against Black people in this country. So the woman who they said they're calling her the mother of Juneteenth. How's that shit even possible? Right, first of all, because they always want somebody to be a mother of, because then they control that person. Then they can sell you fucking stickers and buttons, and when she shows up telling you to vote for these people again, you'll be happy to do it. Juneteenth is a holiday. They're giving her the credit for it. I didn't even know it was a push, and I am super connected. Who was asking for this? This sounds like they were like, we got to give the blacks something. Hey, what about that woman who wrote that essay about, hey, maybe you should make Juneteenth a holiday? Yeah, let's do that and invite her to the closing or whatever. Give her they want to give her the Nobel Peace Prize. First of all, that's how the fuck does how excuse my language. I'm trying to curse less. How the heck does making Juneteenth a holiday, and I'm giving you a lot of credit on this one, making Juneteenth a holiday affect the Germans or the Russians or the Chinese or the Brazilians or the Canadians, right? The Nobel Peace Prize is supposed to be a global prize to foster peace, or there's one for chemistry to come up with an invention, right? I think that there used to be seven. Now, how many Nobel Peace Prizes are there? There's one for chemistry. There's one for science. I think there's one for literature. Uh, the rapper one for literature. Bob Dylan one for literature, right? Music is literature. Um, Normally, a couple of weeks ago, they gave two scientists, right? One who, like the guys who mapped the human genome, got one, right? So they give about. Hey, why am I even pulling this out of my head? We can look this shit up. Um, it's fun to know shit, but seriously, let's look shit up. Uh, Nobel Peace Prize. Edgar Nobel, who fucking got super rich making dynamite and selling it to the friggin' armies. And then on his deathbed, he was like, I gotta do something good. This is what they always do, right? They're greedy, 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 greedy. All of a sudden, they're 89, they build a library, and they're like, Mulligan! What about all the lives you ruined? All the kids who drank lead in the water? What happened to that? So yeah, you gotta watch it. All this stuff is self aggrandizement. Remember, it's also good publicity, right? That you're putting out there about you, essentially. It's like the Grammys and the Oscars, right? Uh, it can get a little shifty. Alfred Nobel. What did I say? Edgar Nobel? Alfred Nobel. All right, so how many of them are there? Nominations and selections, awarding the prize, criticism, list of Peace Prize laureates, nomination and selection. The Nobel Peace Prize is one of five. Okay, there are five Nobel prizes established by the will of Swedish industrialist, inventor, and armaments, military weapons and equipment manufacturer Alfred Nobel, along with the prizes. And don't get me wrong, If I could sell something to my government that they needed, especially the army, I would absolutely do it. Right. Um, Look, every country needs an army. I mean, all these people who are anti-army are ridiculous. You'll be invaded by like the Mexicans with their cartels, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, "Who will save me?" Because that's the way the game is fucking run. So all these people, like, this is what I was saying about the cop shit. Like, you can't. Well, you need fucking cops, you idiots, right? So the enemies of fixing the police want you to talk that way, want you to have slogans like defund the police, so they can see, like, see how outrageous they are, and then they stop doing shit and crime goes up, right? And then they blame you. So we know exactly who the fuck sticks are that keep the problems the problems. We know why and how they keep the problem. People have written many a book on this stuff, and you know we've all read a lot of them. And even if you didn't read a lot of them, it's been out enough that you can pick up bits and pieces throughout the course of your life about the landscape of how people undo protest movements and uh, what is it, and discredit people, right? So all these things. But having said that, you still need an army, and you still want the best army, right? You still want your army to be the most balling, the most, because then nobody's gonna come into your country and, like, Saddam Hussein just invaded Kuwait just on a fucking random Tuesday, right? And America stopped that. But it's that kind of thing. You could sit here and go, and China marched into Tibet. Tibet didn't have an army. They're a holy land and religious place. And China was like, fuck what you believe. We got a gun and a tank. Right? So you need an army. All right. So, inventing armament manufacturer, military weapons and equipment, along with the prize in chemistry, physics, psychology. Oh, I'm sorry, physiology. Physiology? Physiology or medicine. Okay, so it's medicine. And literature. Okay, what do they get? I think they get like $250,000 or some shit. $250,000. Or 2 million. How much are they getting here? Award, awarding the prize. Chairman, prize, president, king of Norway, and then so this giant business has the king of Norway give it out. That sounds like the king of Norway works for you. It's not a state prize. It's a private prize by a private rich guy left in his will. I mean, now it's been going on so long that it's gained some notoriety, because it's been going on so long. Just like the Oscars have been like 100 years. Once you start doing 100 years or something, you become like, I guess special. I want to say, that's Kikiman soy sauce is like 1,000 years old. They've been making that soy sauce for 1,000 years. That's crazy. Um, but there's places in the West, right? Whiskey distilleries and some places like that are like 150 years old, 20 years old. I don't know, but maybe in England, there's got to be a business that's 500 years old. That place is old. But that place has had several wars, right? And things can be destroyed and blown up and rebuilt differently. Versus, in your tiny little village, you're making soy sauce. Uh, how old is Kikkoman soy sauce? We're going to look that up. We're going to continue the story, but we're going to look up. Come in. And you know what? The Mitsubishi people that's an old company too. They switched to cars in like the 1800s, but they I think they made something as well that was soy sauce. All right, let's see this. Da, 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 da. I mean, mind you, it's probably owned by a giant consortium. Kikkoman soy sauce history. All right, I'm losing myself in a side jag. Is it 300 years old? I thought it was 1,000 years old. No, seasoning your life in another is founded on the principle of 300-year-old soy sauce made in the tradition with Amana and how they are. All right, fine. Well, I was wrong. What is 1,000 years old? What was I reading in it? No, I wasn't reading it. It was a documentary. It was on PBS. 1,000 years old. Okay, oldest business. Oldest businesses. List of oldest companies. Let's go. Here we go. Founded in the 1300s. 570 Kyangogumi, Japan, construction. Wow, they've been had a construction for 500 years. 705 years. Japan, hotel. 700 years in the hotel business. All right. This can't be right. Is this right? Glass, 1295 Barovia, Italy. 1288 Store Enzo, Finland. Originally mining, current paper, brewery. Furstenberg Brewery. 1270. There's a lot of companies founded. Oh, the year. This is the year founded before the 1300s. So this was founded in year 578 in Japan. It's a construction company. The Congo Gumi Construction. Currently, I'm sure they're not still owned by, well, maybe that'd be something, but they're probably traded hand or were overtaken at some point, or they just became a giant monster themselves. 1400 to 1499. There's a lot of 1500 to 1599. Germany, Spain, China, Germany, Mexico. 1534, La Casa de Madero. Sorry about that. Um, 15, how would you know that? I guess Mexico would have to tell you. Is the National Mint of Mexico the oldest mint in the Americas? Oh, it's a government institution. It's a mint. Spain, Netherlands. Desalma, oldest inn. It's an inn. 1558. Wow. Okay. Wow. There's a lot of them too. 16. Well, they get. What is it? The youngest one is 1699. Saki, Japan. 1699. So that's 300 years old. And the oldest, Kikoman is 1630. That's 300 years old. The oldest is founded in 578. So that's 500 years before the founding of England, right? 400 years before the founding. England, when was England founded? England was founded in 960. Oh, God, I'm going down another rabbit hole. When was England founded? 980. 927. Yeah, fucking get your shit together, England. All right, so who? 578 and 927. Wow, impressive. All right, 927. So in 4 years, England is gonna be 2,000 years old. No, wait, that's not right. It's going to be 1,000 years old. At the turn of the millennium, they would have been, what is that? What was that, 27? They'd have been 70, right? Do I have my math right? Uh, so yeah, at the turn, in 4 years, there'll be 1,000 years old. Is that right? That is right. No, because 1927, they'd have been 1,000 years old. So what is going on here? I guess it's not important if they were. Okay, hold on, hold on. This is how I process information. I know I should be doing other stuff. This is how I procrastinate. Also, um, There's a dog out there. Huh. So you're saying, okay, so this is, okay. Britain equals England and Wales. Great Britain equals England, Wales, and Scotland. Okay, didn't know that. The United Kingdom equals England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. The Kingdom of England was founded in 927, and the Kingdom of Wales was founded in 1283. This is about to go off again. Um, let's put this on my arm to muffle the noise of it. Uh, the kingdom was 927. The Kingdom of Wales was founded in 1283. They joined together in 1536, so Britain was founded in 1536. Joined together, or was there a war? I'm thinking there was a war, but okay. When was the War of the Roses? When was the War of the Roses?
It happened in 1455.
1455. All right. This is 80 years. There you go. That's 80 years away. Okay, so Scotland, the Kingdom of Scotland was founded in 843. Duh. The Kingdom of Scotland was founded in 840. That's 80 years before England found. What is going on with it? I remember having to read this in school, and I was like, "This is so incredibly boring." Um, but then you grow up and you go, "Oh, these are the long-standing grudges why people, oh, these are," and then you get to know why people are like they are because I hate to say it, you can stick shit into a stream. It's harder to get it out. Right. So all this violence you've been seeing connected to religion, it's not new. But it took a long time to sort of to wind itself out of like the church proper. Um, and they've just punched a whole bunch of it back into the Muslim in the last 20 years, right? Nothing but wars and bombings and shit. So you can imagine what they told all these people. Um, that it was fun and that this is what it was. And people who survived it will have glory stories about it, and they will inspire the next generation. It's just gonna percolate. Woo! All right, that's enough of that. Um, you asked a really simple question. You don't really get a lot of help. It's not 300 years old. People don't know math. Good lord, everybody sucks. All right, so um, we're talking about England, right? So we should have said math because we in America say math, singular, and they say math, plural, right? Implication is that we think math is math, whether it's algebra or trigonometry, it's all fucking math. And they think each math section is a different section. And it's the math of algebra, and then it's the math of this. And I get it. So, Nobel Peace Prize. Oh my God. They just started bombing shit. They just gave him one because everybody wanted to be seen with him. Who am I talking about? I'm glad that picture was not up on screen. This way I can just weasel away from it because it was going to be problematic. Um. So let's talk about Whoopi Goldberg. Man, I've been for half an hour. Let's talk about Whoopi Goldberg. So we talked about her yesterday. Um, and she got a 2 week suspension. You know, ugh, people suck. I'm sitting here thinking that there are other incidents in which people should have been suspended or fired, and you know, nobody made a move there. But this is a grandstanding thing, and like I said, if people activate on your say so, you have power, and that's the way that fucking works. Heavy snow and ice storm plastering Midwest, Mid South. I have never heard of the word Mid South. Travel could be impossible. All right. A major winter storm is delivering a wintry mess to more than 90 million Americans with winter warm storm watches and warnings stretching from New Mexico to Maine. Huh. Okay. Ice storm warning covered parts of Mississippi and Tennessee Valley. Where half an inch of glaze will be bringing down trees and power lines. Tennessee Valley. Dallas, Memphis, Little Rock, and likely experience ice storm conditions. That's the that is the South, but it's not the West Coast. So okay, I'll see what they did. The mid, but we don't call it that. Um, it's a really good question. What would you call it? I'm from the Northeast, right? But the South implies the Southeast. But then there's the Southwest, Chipotle, and all this stuff, right? So is is the Midwest? Midwest makes sense. What was I saying? The Mid South is what I was complaining about. The Mid South. So they're saying the Mid South isn't the South like it's not. It's above Louisiana, but it doesn't go all the way down to the Gulf of. Who came up with this word? Who wrote this? They're trying to make the Mid South a thing. Matthew Capucci, Paulina Ferrozzi, and Jason Same now. Mid South is not a thing. It's sticking in my head. Last winter afternoon, snow sheets and freezing rain were increased across northern Texas and Oklahoma. Oklahoma is dead center in the middle of the country. Texas is the south. Oklahoma is above Texas. I think that's right. Am I gonna have to look up a fucking map of the country? I don't want to look up a map of the country. Um, I think I might be brain fried. I am really sort of. I'm not running on. Wow, look at this. New York weather prediction. Okay, so this thing looks to be just a bullet across the country from like central Texas straight through to New York. And it might miss Massachusetts, New York, Rhode Island. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we got a dog out there in the snow. Bring your pets in. 9 to 11 inches around Denver, excuse me. 9 to 11 inches around Peoria, Illinois, right? 5 to 9 inches around Chicago, Illinois, okay. 6 inches around Wichita, Kansas, okay. 4 to 6 inches around Jefferson City and Columbia, Missouri. Jefferson City's in Missouri, right? And Columbia is Jefferson City. There's probably more than one Jefferson City. Um, really? Um, This, yeah, I don't even know what to make of it. Let's do a little of that. Is that better? I don't want too much headroom. 4 to 6 inches around Jefferson City. 2 to 4 inches around Kansas City and St. Louis. A coating around Detroit. All right, so we're not getting any snow. I will tell you one thing we did get today driving around. Um, the fog rolled in like it was a 1978 horror movie. Like, right, it was sunny, and then the fog began to roll in, and you could not see anything. This began to happen around 1, and from about 1 to about, and it began to get really bad about, I want to say 2:30. From about 1 to about 2 to about 3 rather, 3:34, it began to light up. But I was like, man, this is ridiculous. What is going on with the environment? Likely caused by electromagnetic waves. All right. Whoopi got suspended for 2 weeks. Teachable moment or and I'll show you moment. Which one was that? Rachel Maddow. This is what Rachel Maddow did with. All right. No. You wrote. Oh. You wrote no. Is that good or bad? Let's put this over here. I got this blinking monitor issue. I have to figure out. Da, 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 da. All right, so I see what's going on here. We can just put this back here, shrink it down. All right, I'm just gonna assume that that's gonna work fine, and I'm not even gonna look at it anymore. Uh, to your health. This is an Arnold Palmer, uh, iced tea and lemonade. Here's the thing about this. I like to mix it myself, but it's really interesting because I don't like lemonade. I mean, as a kid, I used to love lemonade, but as an adult, I'm not really crazy about lemonade. Uh, in any form. Like I don't want it mixed with alcohol when I was drinking, right? I don't like it. But I like it with this. And it's about 75% iced tea and 25% lemonade, which I think is mwah, magic. But everyone mixes it 50-50. And then there's even some weirdos who mix it the opposite of how I mix it. So it'll be 75% lemonade and 25%. And I absolutely can't. I don't even want to look at them. Um, when I got suspended in school, I looked at it like a vacation. Yeah, I mean, what? I mean, she's not losing her job. Um, and like I said yesterday, I don't think it was hateful. I think people are grandstanding on it because no one tweets at them, and this is their moment to be like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, we can drive our donations up and raises up, and let people know that we're the victim of Whoopi Goldberg, who spent her life doing what? Acting, right? Around a whole bunch of Jewish people, right? I mean, they're in Hollywood, right? She wasn't running some side secret club with the rappers talking about how they hate anybody, right? She your problem? Is she really your problem? Now it just looks it's a bad look, right? It's a bad look. But she didn't lose her gig, but she's well put in her place, and let's see what happens. Because I'm telling you, I don't look. She does she even have an acting career anymore? I mean, she just shows up there by chauffeur driven limo and gives her opinion, right? I'm doing her one better. I'm not driving any place, and I'm giving my opinion. Granted, I'm not making stupid money. How much is she making a year? Do I even want to? I just found out today that Rachel Maddow was making $30 million a year. I'm like, good lord, it has been for a minute now. These companies are throwing money at people. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. So, oh my goodness. Excuse me. Uh, 30 million bucks a year. Okay. So, what was I saying? I'm totally blown away by how much money she was making. Um, did she really? Yeah, Susan Sarandon is an old lefty Hollywood. Like her and Jane Fonda loved to protest in the 70s and 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and now she's just. But here's the thing. I don't know if she did, by the way, but if she did, I'm not surprised. Um, Birds of a feather, man. I mean, that girl who lost her gig about the cop funeral, right? If it wasn't this, it would have been something else. It really would have been, because it's the the kind of person that they come across as. You know what I mean? As just kind of entitled and arrogant, and then they go, "Oh well, I'm an actor or a singer." Like, you know, that cures cancer or something, right? Don't get me wrong, I have my favorite singers and act, but if they showed up like with, and they do, they show up with chips on their shoulders because so many people, yes sir, yes ma'am, them to death. Um, and the random crowd just love to see celebrities. I'm not like that, but I'm a weirdo. I openly acknowledge to being a weirdo. Uh, who would I like to see? I don't know. I'm sure it's somebody. Um, but I'm not trying to buy your T-shirt or buy your book or any of that other stuff because I'm a weirdo. Meanwhile, other people are buying your lip balm and your Vaseline and whatever the fuck. And you have to keep those people happy. So you can't say any wild shit. All right. So Whoopi Goldberg said some wild shit, and now her constituents aren't happy. But that's the pond she swims in. She sort of chose that life, right? She could have quit. They could have been like, well, and she could have been like, you know what? I don't eat this shit. It's not like she's not going to be able to eat. She's a millionaire, right? But it goes, first I want to get famous so I can get rich, right? And then you get rich, and then you want awards, or I want to claim. So then you want to get Grammy or the this or the that, right? And then you want to spread your wings as you're up there because if you're a singer, then you want to act, and if you're an actor, then you want to sing, right? Uh, so let's say you end up getting good at all this. All the while, more and more people flock to you with this yes ma'am, yes sir kind of vibe to them. Uh, and you really do believe, yeah, I'm great and I deserve it. Um, and they're talking about she was running her own shop for like they say 10 years, but she probably was running it like I'm running a music studio in my living. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But once you're in that headspace of everyone else is the problem, and I'm living my best life here in New York City as I step over homeless people, as they gentrify the community. Well, not a community anymore. As they gentrify what used to be a community, um, so you could live there, right? No one, no one ever talks about the injustice in their own backyard. They want you to concentrate on the injustice 1,000 miles away and then raise money for it, right? But if you say, I don't know, like we just said, gentrification. You threw so and so out of that spot, which was a community meeting spot forever. Now you're going to build a mall, and no one even came out to help us fight for it. You suck. Maybe that kind of thing. Uh, Louisiana governor denies report he tried to hide or influence investigation into Ronald Green's in custody death. Oh boy. How to boyhood friends. How two boyhood friends brought the Netflix model to baseball bats. What? That's weirdly worded. I don't know what is going on with my feed. It's all movies and sports shit. It's supposed to be a ton of news. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I think that I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I think they can muck with the algorithm and give you like all this shit you don't want, or and conversely drive stuff to your feed that you would never want in your feed. Didn't Yeah, I wonder what she's doing now. She got completely fired. At least Susan Sarandon is a millionaire, right? Has been for a while. Uh, you were supposed to be starting out, and you already ended. I don't even know, man. It doesn't make any sense. All right. I think I'm gonna go have a salad. What a day! What a day! What a day! I was actually not gonna stream today. Groundhogs Day, the movie's final life lesson for getting through the end of the pandemic. Oh, really? Is that the life lessons of that? Getting through the end of the pandemic? There's a life lesson. Search for missing sisters leads to a DJ. Drugs and viral sexual assault video. So DJ will give these girls drugs like they always do, take them back, and then like rape them essentially and film it. Good job, guys. Um, People are just trash. This is the environment. Murderville. That's one of the things that look good that I was looking for. This new show on Netflix called Murderville, where Will Ferrell brings a celebrity guest each week, and they sort of solve a crime. Them two together, so like good cop, bad cop. It is part improv, part solve the fucking crime. Part it's not really a murder room because they're not really in a room. Um, I like the potential of it. I think they're gonna fuck it up, but I like the potential of it. What they're trying to do there. Here's the thing about everybody wanting content. Some good shit is gonna come out. A lot of garbage is gonna come out, but some good stuff is gonna come out too. David Crosby, Graham Nash, and Steven Stahl asked to pull their content from Spotify. Pull it all, for God's sakes. Who cares about all these geriatrics? Let them go, right? I mean, I like the music. I at least know who they are. A lot of these people don't know who fucking Crosby, Still, Nash, and Young are. They don't know who, well, Neil Young, right? They don't know who Neil Young is. They don't know who else who's the woman who pulled the hum music. But yeah, so what? Go bye. Bye. People have an outsized opinion of themselves, especially in those music like I was just saying, those music venues that music genre and the acting genre where everybody is yes sir and you oh yes. So take your music and go. There's something that musicians do that I don't like. One of which is if the president sings your song and you don't like it, so what? Don't you don't get to pick who likes your song, right? It's supposed to be a party. I don't know. And then we have to humor it and see it on the news when it shouldn't even be a thing. All right. Leaving Spotify is impossible for every artist, says Roseanne Cash. Good job. Dolly Parton, Eminem, Lionel Richie among the 2022's Rock Hall of Fame nominees. I don't like the fact that they're all in the Rock. She's a country artist. Why is she in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? The rock and roll people hated rap music. Now it's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People just do the most fucked up shit and just keep it moving. Really do keep it moving. What is the integrity of this country? What do we stand for? Other than a buck. Oh my gosh. Um, I hear that they're selling the not the Broncos. They're selling million of Uyghurs in camp inside the human rights abuse hanging over the Beijing 2022 Olympic Games. Yeah, like we said yesterday, the Chinese don't care that they're killing those people, right? Nobody cares that the Israelis are fucking killing off the Palestinians. No one cares that America is killing off the blacks and the American Indian. I mean, Nobel Peace Prize. All the insanity has to stop. The Democrat Senate majority is temporarily gone. What do you mean? The Democrat Senate majority is temporarily gone. Until Senator Ben Ray Lujan returns, his party won't be able to do anything significant, including confirming a new Supreme Court justice without Republican help. Where did he go? Justice Stephen Breyer hadn't even made his retirement official last week, when the Democrats put out word that they wanted to confirm his replacement as fast as possible. According to a one report, they want to match the record speed with which Republicans stalled Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court following the 2020 death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The reason for the Democrats' rush wasn't immediately apparent. Breyer doesn't plan to leave the bench before the end of the court's term in nearly 5 months, and the judges don't meet over the summer. The midterms are still 8 months away. So he's leaving in June. They're not meeting during the summer. This is his last session. He's not coming back. The Supreme Court meets in October. He's not coming back in October. I do remember that. True? Do you remember when De Blasio dropped the groundhog? Yeah, I do remember that. I also remember when the groundhog bit Bloomberg. Yeah, blood and everything, stitches and the whole nine. Billionaire's not going to sue your small town though. Um, Brad doesn't plan to leave the bench before the end of the court's term, in nearly 5 months, and the justice doesn't meet over the midterms are still 8 months away. Yesterday, however, Democrats received the troubling news that the initial sense of urgency much easier to understand. Senator Ben Ray Lujan, a Democrat from New Mexico serving his first term, had suffered a stroke. Why can't I fucking find this story here? The Democrat Senate. Oh, good Lord. The Atlantic. I can't even find the paper. Here it is. All right.